Hey y'all, it's Robin Anderson from Sass Queen Bling. Today in this tutorial I'm going to share with y'all how I make a vintage aged looking tumbler, and this is also going to be a vintage Christmas tumbler, and I've sprayed it with Rustoleum metallic finish spray paint. I'll try to list that in the description box below what I used. And now that I've sprayed it, I'm going to go ahead and make it look aged looking. I have this decal here that I made to put on the tumbler, and sometimes I place my decals on when I'm going to do a vintage look, and I can go ahead and alcohol ink and do my acrylics and everything, and the alcohol inks can go right over those and it'll just give it the aged look. But with this design, that didn't quite work as great as I wanted it to and as great as it does on my other projects, so I wound up removing it later on and doing something different. But anyways, I didn't want to delete anything from my video because I wanted to show you guys that whenever you change your mind in the middle of a project, don't give up, just keep going, because stripping these cups is a pain in the bahunkus. And if you can save it and just keep on going and just just build off of the idea that you've already started, do that. So anyways, whenever I spray painted it metallic finish, I had a different idea in mind of what I was going to do, but then I changed my mind. This week was a rough week for me. I had been under the weather and my creative mindset just was not there, and I struggled all week, and so I'm just doing the best I can this week. But anyway, I wanted to show you guys, don't give up, just go with it. So now I'm putting my alcohol ink on. This is Caramel by Tim Holtz, and I'm using my chip brush and I'm just going over that to give it an aged look. And the alcohol inks are translucent, so if you want to put printable vinyl on your cup, just like this label I'm using here, I printed out with printable vinyl, you can go right over it with your alcohol ink and give it an aged look. And a lot of times it turns out so perfect. I've done many cups like that, but I just wasn't happy with this one and I decided to do something different. But anyway, if you ever want to do that, use printable vinyl and make it look aged, you can use your alcohol ink to do that because, excuse me, sorry, because the printable vinyl is waterproof. So the Cricut printable vinyl is waterproof. So you can go right over that with your alcohol ink. You just keep going and building until you get the look that you're going for. You can also use different wood colors and build more dimension in your wood look. But I just went with the caramel because I'm going to come back with my black acrylic paint and my bronze and gold antique acrylic paints, and I'm going to build on this. If you use acrylic paints, you don't want to go over your decal with that because acrylic paint is not translucent, so it's going to cover anything up. But you can kind of burnish around the edges of it and give it an aged look around the edges. So I'm just going to keep building this up until I get the look I want. So I got the look I'm going for with my alcohol ink. Now I want to take my acrylic paints that I'm going to make it look more aged with. This is the metallic folk art acrylic paint. copper and I have a gold one. I'm going to use those and my black acrylic paint. And I'm just putting this on a piece of wax paper just so I don't get it all over the place. And you just put a drop down. I have this, I have a smaller chip brush. As you can see, it is worn. I've used it a lot to do this with. I'm going to try to use my newer brush because it's not as raggedy as my other one. But anyway, you just start brushing it on lightly. And I like to go around the edges here. You want to, as you can see, stand my brush up straight. And I'm just going over that edge just to give that an aged look. And I'm using the metallic, and then I will mix it with a little bit of the black. And I'm just wiping it off on the sides so that I don't have a glob of paint on my brush. You don't want a glob of paint on your brush because you want to be able to just like, I don't know what you call it, but like feathering it on there. You don't want thick coats. And then I'm just going to go ahead and go up and down the cup with it also. And this is just a process that you learn as you go. You get better as you do it, and you just keep doing it and building until you get the look that you want. And here in a second, I'm going to decide that I don't want this decal and I will pull it off. Anyways, make sure you get around the top edge also with the metallic and the black. And what you're trying to do is give the tumbler an aged look, like a rusty, old, aged look. Kind of like an old piece of farm equipment that's been sitting in the field forever is what you're trying to do. And see, I'm tapping it, the excess here. That's what you want to do. Make sure you get the excess off. See how this is doing? Perfect. That's what you want. Just like this. And you'll start to get that look that you're going for. Originally, when I started this tumbler, I had in mind something Victorian style, but that just wasn't. You ever have something in your mind and it's in your mind, but it's not coming together? Well, it wasn't coming together, so I decided to go a different route. And just keep working your paints and working your paints until you get the look that you're going for. Sorry, y'all, that I'm not completely in the camera there. I'm new at videoing myself, and I'm just learning, and I wanted to share. I've had a lot of people ask me, how do I make this? How do I make that? And so I wanted to start sharing what I do. Make sure you get down here on the bottom too, like so. See how that's doing? That's what you want to do. Give it that rustic look. But anyway, so I need to get a new holder for my camera, and I'm working on that. So I'm trying to get better with my video quality. So please bear with me. So I'm just going to keep building this. So, see, I took the label off here, or the decal I did not like. This is the metallic antique gold folk art acrylic paint I'm talking about. I'm going to go in and work that in with my other colors where I want it at, just here and there. But I decided to take that decal off because I decided I didn't like it. I kept looking at it and I kept messing with it and I kept trying to. I think maybe it's because it was a black and white decal. I don't know, it just wasn't doing it for me. And finally, I was like, cheese and quackers, this is not going to work. Let me get this off of here. I'm about to do something different. So anyway, now I'm just going to work the gold in the same as I did the other paints. So I got that worked in the way I want it. These are the decals I'm gonna, these decals are so pretty. I got these off of Etsy. They were all in a file together, and I'll post that in the description box below. But I decided to do this vintage Christmas, and it's got this cute tree with the candles on it like they used to have years ago, the lit candles, and this Christmas car. And I just thought that this was perfect for this cup. And finally, my ideas started coming together when I found this on Etsy. I was like, yes, this is going to be perfect for this cup. So I'm going to place this car right here, and I kind of want to angle it because I want to come back and put some snow down here. When I was little, we lived up north and we would get blizzards. And a lot of times when we would get weather like that, people would get stranded on the side of the road. And I was thinking, I think I'm going to set this kind of diagonal and put snow here like it's stuck or sitting in the snow like those cars I used to see when I was little. So anyway, I'm going to do that there, and then I'm going to put my tree on the opposite side of the cup. And I made the tree a little larger because I kind of wanted it to be the only thing on that other side. And then I will add my bells and my holly, just different places to kind of bring that together. Now I'm ready to apply my snow. I'm using Peachy Olive Glitter's head wig for the snow, and I took my white acrylic marker and just kind of drew around where I want the snow to be. And now I'm going to take my Mod Podge and my paintbrush and use that to apply the glitter. And I'm just going up and around the tree here with my Mod Podge. You want to get as good and smooth lines as you can. I didn't get mine as smooth as I should have. Oopsies, so I had to fix it. But anyways, just go along with the Mod Podge and add the glitter as you go, because Mod Podge dries pretty fast, so don't let it dry on you. I will come back after that dries and do another coat. That's just a rough coat there. So I will come back after it dries and do a second coat over that and fix it. Now I want to go through, because I want I want there to be falling snow on this cup. So I'm just going to place Mod Podge kind of like on the holly, on this envelope, places that I want snow to be, and I'm going to use my glitter to place as the snow. And carefully just sweep off the loose glitter. After I do that, I'm going to do it on all the holly and a couple of places on the tree. I'm going to place little drops of Mod Podge and put glitter there, so like it's falling snow and sitting snow. And then I'm going to take my paintbrush and I'm going to dot Mod Podge on the wood grain where I'm going to put snowflakes, like falling snowflakes. And you'll see that as I go. Remember, this does not have to be perfect. You are crafting. Handmade, crafted items are not always perfect. As much as we want them to be, they are not. They are just made with love. So I got all that done. After I got done with that, I sealed it 3 times with Rustoleum 2 times clear spray. My phone died, so I could not record that I went ahead and epoxied it. And see my spot here? This is where I want to put my decal, where I removed my other decal. I got this decal off of Google. I will list it in the description box below. It is a free download, and I just thought it fits this vintage look perfectly. So I'm going to place it here. Anyways, after I epoxied it and it dried, it turned for about 12 hours. I went ahead and sanded it because I want to make sure I have a smooth surface here for this decal. And I'm going to place my decal, and then I'm going to take some opal glitter that I have, because this decal is not going to cover that square completely, and I'm going to take a little bit of opal glitter that I have and just kind of sprinkle it around to kind of disguise that box, and that will be like added snow. That's how you fix things and keep rolling. So I'm just trying to decide where I want to place it at here, and I think I have the perfect place. I'm going to go ahead and apply this. Carefully. Cricut printable vinyl is pretty easy to work with. I've said that before in one of my other videos. I just want to make sure I get it laid flat and don't have any bubbles under there. It's so cute. It adds to this, I think it adds to this rustic charm look. I just didn't like the other decal. It didn't fill in the cup the way I wanted it to. And this is perfect, don't you think? Yes. Now I have some opal glitter, and the bottle does not have a tag on it. I have no idea where I got it from. But anyways, I will show you that in a second. Right now, I'm going to seal this with polycrylic, crystal clear polycrylic, just a very thin coat, just so I can be sure that I don't have any issues with my coat of epoxy. So I'm just going to do a thin layer on that, and that dries in about 10 or 15 minutes, and then I'll be ready for my epoxy. Now that that's dry, I've mixed up 15 milliliters of epoxy. This is a 20-ounce cup, but I don't want a very thick layer on here. I just want a very thin layer just to cover this decal and to give me a little bit of adhesion to add my opal glitter to. So I'm just going to apply this thin coat. Once I apply this thin coat and my opal glitter, then I will let that spin about 6 hours, and I will go in with another coat, a light coat of epoxy, and I will let that coat spin probably 6 hours or so, and then I will go in with my final layer, which will be a very thin coat. You want to go thin coats so you don't get it too thick. Remember, you can always add, but you can't take away. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to apply this, and then I'm going to take this opal glitter that I have. This, what I was saying earlier, excuse me, this opal glitter that I have, I do not know where I got it from. I do not know what it is. It does not have a label on it. I have no idea how that happened. But anyways, just any opal glitter will do that you have to use that for what I'm going to use it for. Okay, now I've got my epoxy on there. This is the opal glitter, the no-name mysterious opal glitter. I'm just going to put some in a little cup so I can get my finger in there to get some out. And I'm just going to get a little bit in my fingers, and I want to add a little bit on the snow on the bottom here, just to add a little something to that snow look and cover any imperfections that I might still have in that. And I'm just sprinkling it lightly because I don't want to create a big thick coat of glitter that I can't cover with my light layers of epoxy. So I'm just sprinkling it very lightly, kind of like you do salt. Maybe, I don't know, some people like a lot of salt. Take that back. Sprinkle very lightly. And I'm just trying to get any imperfect areas that I have that I maybe want to add a little extra to. And now up here is where I had that square from my previous decal, and I'm just going to sprinkle this all around to disguise that. And since I have this snow look going on, it's just going to add like a glistening snow look to it and fix that issue. And I'm just going to keep rolling with my with what I'm doing. So I'm just sprinkling it very lightly, not to get it too thick, but to just get what I'm going for. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Remember to follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and Pinterest. Thank you for watching. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Bye.